Push? Yeah, I'm on.
You're on, Marty.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. This is the regular meeting of Tuesday, October the 17th of the Economic Development Commission. And welcome, everyone.
First is the approval of minutes.
No one else is coming?
No.
Okay, so we have a quorum. Okay. Approval of minutes.
Yep, I make a
Yep.
motion to approve the minutes.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, minutes approved. Okay, I don't see anyone from the public.
No, nothing from remotely either.
Nothing? Okay. All right, and we'll get to the director's update, okay?
I was hoping, Kathy and I were both hoping to have
Right.
CGI be at the meeting to maybe show us the draft update. Kathy's been working diligently over these past months with CGI
Okay,
to shoot the video. I learned today that there was a software technical problem with the video conversion to what CGI usually uses for their program, and things didn't match, so they're in the process of getting that matched. And I will let you know when we have a update. What I plan on doing, what happened last time, they would remotely show us the video. So we have comments, plus I'm going to have them email them to us so we
Okay.
can review.
Nice.
So that's where we are with that. I'm going to not follow the items on the agenda. I'm going to add and subtract.
okay, go ahead.
Kelson Row, as you know, is under construction. We're looking at some drainage issues with that. Nothing really more to report on that. They have foundations in the ground for the clubhouse and some of the drainage. 45 Evans Road, I'm not sure if you remember what that is. We applied on behalf of the owner of 45 Evans Road in connection with the Boondoggle Brewery proposal, which is still kind of floating around there, but we're in the process of doing phase 1, 2, and 3 assessments on that property. Phase 1 has been completed, and now we'll be moving into phase 2 for that particular project. The Center Green, which is now called Veterans Memorial Green, that was an official name change. Last Friday, the State Bond Commission reprogrammed a $500,000 grant that was secured by Representative Wood to allow us to utilize that $500,000 on planning for expanding the town green area. That will involve doing some conceptual plans and also doing some public meetings to get some input to increase the size of that green area, right across from Ames.
Yeah.
From
So
Kelson.
cutting out Dividend Road there,
Yeah.
that little
Yeah.
portion.
And then the Glastonbury Avenue pedestrian study, that's still in the process. We have received what's called Lot SIP funding for that, to build the sidewalks from the intersection of Silerstein Highway and Elm Street down to the river. It's a state highway, so we have to work with DOT and get all of their permissions, plus we have a state grant, so
Which side of the road will that be on?
it's gonna be on both. It's gonna go down one side and then cross over, go down another. Right now, we have to work on it. We did get the survey very narrow, but we do, according to Steve Sopelak, we do have some room in there.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, yeah. It's part of the overall, connectivity project, connect downtown to the river. STEEP, we received 2 grants for that, a STEEP grant for $500,000 and also another lot SIP grant for Phase 2. Sidewalks are very, very expensive now. They've almost doubled in price per foot, per square foot. So that sidewalk project that is around Century Hills Drive, it's a loop. Phase 1 is about 500,000, Phase 2 is about 600,000 or 300,000. So it's a 2-phase project. Whichever grant comes in first, we have the money, but we don't have the money.
Yeah.
We were approved, but we have to wait for the administrative process with the state. So whichever one comes in first, either Phase 1 or Phase 2, we'll hop on. Additional activities. I want to send you to my memo that I just passed out to you this tonight. I have a heading called Some Recent Developments. These are the activities, some of the development activities this year, 2003. I can go down them. 1344 Silustein Highway. That is that large commercial building that's sitting behind Wendy's down by exit 24. It's mostly vacant.
Yep.
The owner applied to planning and zoning for 59 apartments on the some of the upper floors, and some site restoration work.
I think he was going to add green space too, wasn't he?
Yeah. The exterior is going to look better, and the site grounds will look much better also. Have some pedestrian access to the sidewalk if you want to walk there. It's pretty busy.
Anything on that, since you mentioned that, the sidewalk, the connectivity between Weathersfield and Rocky Hill
Yeah.
along there?
Yeah, we've been working with Weathersfield on some federal grants to try to get some grant money to work, partnership with a neighboring town, to try to get some pedestrian activity, connectivity under the bridge. It's very difficult because of the 2 exits and entrance ramps, so that's going to
That's true.
take a lot of money. It's going to take a lot of work to try to.
Since you
figure out how
brought
to
that
do
up
that.
at the last meeting, every time I drive through there, it's like I see more and more people walking
Yeah,
through
they
there.
are
There's
walking.
quite
I'm
a few
amazed.
people.
And it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But there's a lot of things to get to, a lot of restaurants, a lot of stores to, so people need to get there, but we need to try to make it safer. So we're working with, trying to get some federal money for that. 2162 Silustein Highway will now be Kettle Bagels, bagel shop.
sounds delicious.
Yeah,
What is that building?
I
21.
was trying to think the same thing.
that is
It's on this side.
where I think the old sneaker, the running shoe,
Oh, the
The
run-in?
run-in.
that plaza.
Okay, the run-in.
Oh, right in there?
1720 Silustein Highway, that's the Lyman project where that hotel was approved. Planning and Zoning Commission approved the zone change from general commercial to regional commercial. It allows them to do a couple of few things that the commercial district doesn't allow. So, that hotel is still valid, but I think the owner or the realtor Lyman was looking for another restaurant. I guess the first restaurant was a Longhorn, which went across the street.
Yep.
Second restaurant he had, I don't know what it was, but that must have dropped out, so I don't know, I have no idea what the third one is.
Longhorn's getting there too,
Yeah,
moving right along.
unfortunately, it's half the size of Dakota's. So.
It looks so much smaller, yeah.
Yeah. 30 Water Chase, where Porter and Chester Institute was, up behind Tomato Joe's.
Mm-hmm.
Will now be a trampoline park, indoor trampoline park. It's pretty cool. And some other recreation activities. 1800 Silustein Highway is Stepney Place Apartments. They received approval for 72 additional apartments. They have a lot of land that parallels Silustein Highway behind the businesses along Silustein. 565 to 595 Brook Street. That's that property on the north side of Brook Street where the trees are. Looks like a little tree farm, and then the gardener
Yeah.
has
Oh,
had a
yeah.
field there. Back when, in 2015, when Planning and Zoning, when the Planning and Zoning Commission were updating the plan of development, this commission advocated to get that side of the property changed to a B2 zone. It was an office park zone, which nobody's building offices. So we tried the Planning and Zoning Commission to do that. They didn't see it our way. But finally, we pushed hard enough and got into plan of development, and eventually, this past few months, they approved the zone change. And as a result, there was a proposal for 120,000 square feet of commercial space in 4 different buildings that the commission approved.
What is flex commercial?
It's, Winbrook Park, where they have the 3 buildings on Brook Street. It could be a Tesla, or it could be, like a contractor. Or,
Okay.
A mix of different uses. Bel Air Circle, that private road off of Silas Deane Highway, it goes down behind a bunch of buildings. In the back, there's an apartment complex. Lily Chong owns that property.
Is it right here?
It's pretty far down. It's
Oh.
not all the way, but it's, I should have had a map.
Bel Air Circle. I don't know where
Yeah.
that is.
Planning and zoning approved the zone change to allow redevelopment of that property in the 26 new apartments.
And there are apartments there already?
There are apartments there now. 125 Henkel Way, a vacant lot in Corporate Ridge, Capitol Boulevard area. Planning and Zoning Commission approved 90 apartments under a 8-30G affordable housing project. Statute. A much more appropriate location than Main Street.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Bigger.
825 Brook Street, the I-91 Tech Center. You know where that is, where
Yep.
most of the buildings are empty?
Yep.
Yeah. There was an approval for 15,000 square feet for a dental lab. So there's some hope. Longhorn Steakhouse, we already talked about. 53 New Britain Avenue was approved for a small ice cream shop. I don't believe anything has resulted from that.
I haven't seen
That should be a
anything.
capital I, and a capital C, and a capital S. 154 New Britain Avenue. An Indian restaurant, Kumar's, where Romano's Italian pizza restaurant was.
Yep,
Mhm.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Saw that.
Commercial bakery for the Charles Restaurant is now at 1975 Silas Deane Highway, where La Piastra was.
Oh.
299 Silas Deane Highway, the old Pralines ice cream shop, is now Salem Valley Farm Ice Cream.
Mm-hmm.
DeFiori's Ravioli Shop is at 397 Cromwell Avenue, is now Annie's Table and Farm, Annie's Table and Marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
There's, I
Yeah, they'll be holding an open house this Thursday.
was going to say that. And this one is for you, Doris.
Bank.
Liberty Bank,
Wow, that's great.
occupied 1901 Silas Deane Highway, the location of 2 former banks and a Tim Hortons
Tim Hortons.
donut shop.
Great. That's good. Thank you, Ray.
Yeah. I'll take credit even though I had nothing to do with it. Marina's Indian Restaurant is now at the former Prior Restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Hartford Technologies is located behind Big Y. It's a 120,000 square foot former manufacturing building. They're looking to build they received approval for 2,400 square feet of storage. which is a good sign for them. The Planning and Zoning Commission amended their zoning regulations to allow outdoor dining by issuing just a zoning permit instead of having to go to the Planning and Zoning Commission. And they also approved regulation change for electric charging stations. There was one that is currently on Route 3. It's a Tesla. And there was one proposed at the Kohl's Plaza.
Oh,
And this, just to jump down to some active and, what I call active and planned actions. The Plan of Conservation and Development update is in the process now. It's due. You know, we approved it in 2015. 2025 is the deadline. This commission should be involved in that process, you know, like we were last time. We will work with the consultants, whoever they hire. So now is the time, maybe the next year you start meeting a little more often, maybe monthly or every other month or whenever you think we need to. Start thinking about how we want economic development, what you've been hearing, and how to incorporate some of the things that we've been working on, which we'll go back to that work plan.
Yeah, they'll be holding open town meetings
Yeah,
to get input from the general public
and also I met with the consultant a few
on
times
what they
also.
would like economic development to look like in terms of what they call the PIC plan.
Something called the Community Resilience. It is a program sponsored by Sustainable CT. We now have a Sustainable Rocky Hill Task Force, which is under the Connecticut, under the Sustainable CT tree, so to speak. This program is free. It will be free to us. It really encompasses just about every type of municipal activity, from planning, from land use, economic development, to environmental management, to wetland protection, to drainage, to recycling. We work with an individual or individuals from the Nature Conservancy who run the program. I've developed a core committee, initial core committee, to meet with the individual who they assign to us as an initial kickoff meeting. And from there, we'll work on how we spread the word and start working with all the different commissions. This commission, Planning and Zoning Commission, Wetlands, and then the public. And the result, in my mind, is similar to what Norwalk did, which is a tremendous document for free. It's really, really tremendous. It has a lot of action activities, they designated a lot of different needs and desires, and we can work that into our plan of development. So it's more of I'm thinking of, it's a free service that we can capitalize on, incorporate into our plan of development, and even our strategic plan, which is the next item down.
Wow.
I've been talking to the town council, and I will be looking at the cost of doing a strategic plan, town-wide strategic plan, which encompasses not just planning and zoning activities, but financial planning, and it could be all-encompassing. And I think it's something we need to help us, narrow our vision so we all know what we're doing, and then eventually we budget towards that plan. So the budget process is an integral part of the whole evolution of town hall in the town of Rocky Hill.
So is it like a workshop that we're gonna?
It would be more of many workshops.
Oh.
It's a pretty, it could be a pretty intense process.
Okay.
Long, maybe a 3 to 6 month process.
Oh,
A lot of public input, a lot of public workshops.
nice.
The climate has been changing, at least as far as rainfall goes.
Yeah.
Just about everything that has been designed up to date much of it is not capable of handling the amount of water that's that we're experiencing. So Steve Sobolak is looking at pricing out a townwide drainage study, working with consultants, researching some federal and state funding sources, because this will be very expensive to do a townwide. And then maybe we can highlight some of the priority areas first, and maybe do those.
There were a lot of phone calls related to the flooding,
Yeah, I know.
you know, how many basements got flooded, believe me.
Yeah.
My phone rang off the hook.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned the Glastonbury Avenue pedestrian connection project, connecting Main Street to the river. That also includes, there is a plan for Washington Street also. So when you come down
So kind of
Washington
loop
Street, also
around.
down.
Nice.
I mentioned Veterans Memorial Park, Evans Road, and we will be looking at trying to get the arts involved in our economic development downtown activities. The arts draw, restaurants and the arts. If you have a good arts
Right.
foundation, it just kind of snowballs into a very active downtown, a very active community. So that's my report. I think what I need to do is resurrect the two-year plan that I had started when I got here, and we kind of try to update it every 2 years. So I will do that and send that out to you. I don't know if I'll be attending every meeting in the future, but I will attempt to do that.
I have a quick question for you, and I think it's a zoning issue.
Okay.
So there's a couple of businesses in town who are kind of off the beaten trail, who have feather flags up. So feather flags were to, gather the attention and
Mhm.
draw the people in.
All right.
However, they were sent letters to remove them. So who would that be? Is that zoning? Is that,
Yeah, that's planning.
because I think it is important that businesses are allowed to have some type of signage where they can draw, to
Yeah.
catch people's eyes. I mean, they're investing in our town, so I think we need to work with them.
Planning, zoning, they do have regulations for grand openings in, I think, 30 days worth of
Yep,
temporary signage. A permit is required. I'm not sure if feather flags are allowed, I'm not sure the size, but
yep.
Dave Palmberg and Kim Ritchie they issue permits for that.
There were regulations involved.
And we do allow temporary signage for grand openings and
Right.
flags and banners.
Right, but not for,
Not permanently.
Not permanently.
so I think there's something that maybe we need to kind of investigate for businesses like that, because there are some businesses that are tucked way off,
But maybe
that
look
need some sort of visibility.
into enhancing,
I mean, even if it was just, to allow them, I mean, like the feather flags, I know that they're kind of an easy fix for businesses to put up. They're inexpensive, pretty much. Not cheap, but inexpensive. But maybe if they brought them in nightly or something, I don't know. I don't even know if that's something that would be doable, but just trying to figure out a way to work with them to enhance their,
sure. Say, that's good.
oh,
That's
thanks.
a good thing.
Well, now I'm gonna need my own, so.
Oh, I see.
That's not why, that is not why I brought it up. But there was somebody, I was really
Neon
disappointed
flashing
when I
lights.
heard.
I forgot to add your
Stop in
business.
here
What is it?
The big arrow.
with the big
arrows.
What is the address there? I forgot. Old Main Street.
Oh, 796.
Okay, 796 Old Main Street, a new
Yeah.
business moved in.
We are open.
You guys weren't here when we actually were forced to revisit that. What was it? When Scott Coleman used to come to every meeting on the
Signage?
signage.
Signage. No, it was a huge issue.
Yeah.
No, I understand,
We-
nobody,
we-
nobody wants those little signs that are,
Not
falling
yeah, right,
down
right.
and, leaning, and it looks sloppy.
Well,
but-
we're most of the most of the complaints that we would receive would be, they would want it right there on the road, practically, okay, on town property, which was not their property, so that everybody could see
Cannot
it as
do
they were
that.
driving by, okay? I mean, I'm really,
Yeah, so maybe
I
looking
can't
at,
even say we're,
Some type of directional signs that, or something, some sort of, I don't really know what, but somehow to,
maybe getting a task force together?
I don't know if we need to go that far, it's signs.
I can work,
To relook at currently are and what we might be able to look at.
I'll talk to Kim
Kim,
Ritchie.
okay.
We can work together
Yeah.
and see what her commission thinks.
So there's regulations in planning and zoning.
Yeah.
About having those. I know because a couple of my family businesses got told to take them down as
Right.
well.
Yeah.
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 You know, they had those flying things come on in, you know?
Yeah.
But they were told after a while to take them down.
Yeah.
So I can imagine if every business in town did that, what our town would look like too.
Well,
but-
yeah, plus the fact
Yeah,
that, you know.
I guess they gotta just tweak it somehow
yeah.
to maybe just
Some of the
allow
rep-
people. I
some
don't
of the
know,
reports
bring them
that
in
we
at
got-
night. I don't know.
God,
That's
going
what-
back
that's
to
what I'm
the
wondering.
Solution is,
Yeah.
but then all day you would
Was
have,
that Coleman,
you know,
remember
every
him?
business.
But you do want the businesses to be able to have,
Yeah.
attract the attention of somebody driving by, because even, there's some things that are, they're still in a plaza, but they're so far off the road that you don't
Yeah,
really
Right.
see their signs.
But the other side of that is the danger of distracting people in a moving vehicle.
Oh, like people aren't distracted already?
Well, you know.
We can get them off their phone, they could look at the signs, so we'd be all set.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there is actually a physical problem because the Route 3, the right-of-way is very wide, the state owns, so
Yeah,
they can't put signs.
No signs on
within the
that,
right. Same thing
yes.
with the Silas-Dean Highway.
Right.
right.
I know the Planning and Zoning Commission, they did tweak their regulations when they were updating the plan of development to what we have now. So if the commission feels we need to look at it
really-
again, then we can do
It took us
that.
a long time to
Yeah.
get it across
If we
to.
could, though, try to look at it.
Sure.
You know,
There's
we can look
a
at
happy
it, but in
medium.
the final analysis, it's the Planning and Zoning Commission that controls what the regulations are, okay? We have no control over the regulations.
but we could make recommendations.
Right.
True, true.
Can
Ray, I have a question. So do we have any vacant buildings, new, that have come up? Like, I noticed that Key Bank, it's still there. It's still vacant, right? That entrance right to the Coles Plaza?
No, that's where Liberty's going.
Is that where, so that's where the Liberty Bank's gonna go? I thought
That's
that-
where it is.
It is, they
It is,
opened.
it's
Oh,
right
Liberty
there.
opened it,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's right
I
there.
told them they can't open until you show.
Oh, okay, I'm just.
Till Doris shows up.
Yeah. they
It's
opened.
there.
That's where it
Wow,
is.
So that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's
good.
great, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Any other vacant buildings or
There's-
everything is?
Quite a bit of vacant office space,
Office space.
especially at Corporate Ridge.
Vacant office
And,
space.
and the trend all over, at least in Connecticut, is those even malls are being converted into
Apartments,
or-
yes.
and/or mixed-use developments.
Okay.
Is there any update on like the Scuba Shack and package store property there? No, huh?
That's the-
There is I'm working with a commercial realtor who has a client who wants to buy that property
Oh.
and develop it. Apparently, there is currently an interest from another individual that the owner has been working with, which may or may not turn out. So I think we have to wait a few more weeks to find out if that deal falls through. And if it does, then possibly this current interest may be interested in purchasing and redeveloping.
That would be nice to have that done.
It's such a big piece of property and such a,
Well, I'll take this opportunity to mention that, because I'm on their board of directors, the Central Connecticut Health District has opened up a shop that will be doing all sorts of shots, not COVID and flu and stuff like that, but, now if you, let's say you want to travel and you want to update your smallpox shot, okay, which you need to take like every 5 years if you're a commercial traveler,
Right.
you'll be able to go there, and they're on Route 3.
Oh, nice.
Can I just jump to events, not events, but they're There is something called the Economic Development Council that is sponsored and run through the Middlesex Chamber of Commerce.
Mhm.
And they are looking for people to sit on that council. They meet, I believe, once a month, from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. at the chamber office in Middletown.
In Middletown.
Yeah, well, they represent, the whole region. So we're a member of the Middlesex Chamber.
I'm a member too.
7:30 a.m.?
7:30 a.m. to 8:30. Yeah. They like to do things very early,
They
unfortunately.
do it early so that you can get,
Back to
get
work.
off to work.
Yeah.
So,
They're a great resource for
Yeah, I know.
businesses. They
That just
really
brings me
are.
up one other question. Do we have a rep for our Rocky Hill division of the chamber yet? I know they're up every year and they just,
Henry was, I don't know who it is now. Joe is our contact, though. Joe Santinello. Joe
Oh.
Santinello?
yeah, Joe works for the chamber. He's assigned to us.
Yeah.
But we don't, I don't think we have
I
a
don't
current
think we
rep
have
yet. I
one
think
either.
that's still in flux.
Okay.
flex. It was Henry. I'm not sure if
Right.
it's still Henry. But we need to find, that's one of my tasks right now, is to find out
yeah,
who do we,
who's replacing
who's-
Henry or what's happening, yeah.
are they called presidents of, the divisions are presidents, right? Or are they
Person?
chair?
Representative? I don't even know.
Yeah. See, we're a Middlesex Chamber, but we're a
Right, and
division. so
Johanna is the
each
chair,
division
For
has
the
a-
Rocky
president.
Hill Division.
Yeah.
And the Rocky Hill division, I mean, Brian is our president of the chamber, right?
No,
No?
no, Brian hasn't been for a
Oh.
few years.
No, we don't have a chamber. It's the Rocky,
It's
it's the
just-
Middlesex Chamber.
Right, right,
Yeah, so Henry was when we joined
when we
them.
joined Middlesex.
But I think he said he was up in September.
September,
I
yeah.
think that's what he said.
Yeah, I was
so
just
I'm not
wondering
sure where
who it
we're
is
at right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, we need to find out.
okay,
But
So-
Joe's a good contact if you had questions in the meeting.
yeah.
There's actually a meeting tomorrow here, a
There is?
division meeting at the community center.
What time is that?
8 o'clock,
17.
8 to 9.
Kathy,
8 to 9.
use that alarm clock.
That's not the problem, I babysit.
Bring the.
One of my baby, can I bring the kids?
Yeah,
Okay. Then we'll go to the farm and get pumpkins after that.
I may be
See,
the,
it all
I may
works
be the
out.
only one, I don't have an
It
alarm
works
clock,
out.
but every morning I wake up automatically at 7:15. Okay,
so what I will send the email to you all
okay.
about the Economic Development Council. Let me know if you feel like sitting on the council. I think we need somebody there from Rocky Hill.
Okay.
We need to be out of here pretty soon.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yes.
that's it?
The,
I think we're good.
Okay.
Are we good?
Yep.
Any more questions?
Thank you,
Okay.
Ray.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
can I have a motion
Thank you.
to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.